चकाचक बना दिया है।
सवाल पूछे।
इसके लिए मैं धन्यवाद देते हुए कहना चाहूंगा,
सवाल पूछे
कि यह जो प्रश्न का उत्तर दिया गया है,
कोई और चीज रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं जा रही है, ये सवाल
नहीं है।
क्वेश्चन आवर का समय है, कोई चीज रिकॉर्ड पे
हमारे प्रश्न का उत्तर
सीट पे जा।
माननीय मंत्री जी ने एक गोल मटोल वक्तव्य के द्वारा देने का काम किया है। मैं मंत्री जी से जानना चाहूंगा, मैंने 2 प्रश्न किए थे कि पटना एयरपोर्ट का अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डा नाम क्यों है, जबकि वहां से कोई हवाई अंतर्राष्ट्रीय उड़ता नहीं है, और क्या कोई अंतर्राष्ट्रीय उड़ान वहां से शुरू करना चाहेंगे? तो इसका उत्तर नहीं है। मैं मंत्री जी से यही जानना चाह रहा हूं कि वहां से अंतर्राष्ट्रीय उड़ान कब तक से शुरू करना चाहेंगे?
माननीय मंत्री जी, फर्स्ट सप्लीमेंट्री।
Sir, I understand that there is a requirement for running international operations from the Patna International Airport. And as such, sir, now the Patna Airport is open to international operations because it is a customs notified airport. And they are open to fly to 5 SAARC countries and 10 ASEAN countries also under the open sky policy. But the issue is, sir, there is a fundamental problem with the Patna International Airport because of the shorter runway. Because of the shorter runway, there is a load penalty that applies to the aircraft, through which they are not able to run with operational efficiency and to carry the highest capacity. So that restricts the commercial viability of having these international operations. But there are alternative solutions that are being worked out. And whenever we see, sir, when we want the airline operators to operate these international, one is first having an air service agreement with those countries, having the points open so that the connectivity is there, the point of call is there between the two countries. On top of that, the airline operators look for commercial viability also. And here the problem of the commercial viability comes in because of the load penalty issue. And that is one reason we feel that is why the international operations are not there. But either with this, sir, now Beta, which is another airport with a longer runway, that is also coming into operations. And then under the budget, we have announced another greenfield airport also. So there are many solutions that are being worked out, because for us in the country, Bihar is one of the most priority regions. On behalf of the central government also, I can say, sir, as early as possible, we are also working towards a solution so that Patna, not only Patna, and other airports from Bihar also, let's say Gaya airport, the international operations increase from these airports.
Second supplementary, Dr. Bhim Singh.
माननीय मंत्री जी से मैं जानना चाहता हूं कि क्या प्राइवेट कंपनियों से ये वायबिलिटी का अध्ययन कराना चाहेंगे? मंत्री जी ने कहा कि वाणिज्यिक अध्ययन के आधार पर निर्णय लिया जाता है, तो मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि वाणिज्यिक अध्ययन कराना चाहेंगे, और कराना चाहेंगे तो कब तक? रनवे की लंबाई बढ़ाने के लिए क्या उपाय किए जा रहे हैं?
माननीय मंत्री जी।
Sir, this expansion of runway issue has been going on for a long time, and we have tried every single bit. And land is a state subject, sir, and we have requested the state many times for expansion of the runway, requested for land. But there, if you see, on one side there is an existing railway line, and on the other side there is a historical clock tower, and there is also a geological park. So it is very, very difficult to obtain land in that area to expand the runway. And when it comes to commercial viability, sir, like I said, there is a penalty of 2 to 2.5 tons, and that is equal to 20 to 25 vacant seats. Now we have to run with 20 to 25 vacant seats to come under the load penalty. And if you look at the numbers, there are some numbers that the survey say. To Dammam, which is in Saudi Arabia, Patna, people traveling to Dammam is approximately 582 seats per week. And if you look at Dubai, it is 481 seats per week. And usually we take this 186-seater Airbus to travel to these destinations. And if you look at 580 or 480 seats that are traveling from Patna to these locations, it is translating into 3 flights per week. Usually the commercial viability happens when there are 7 flights per week. There is a demand to run 7 flights per week. So we are looking into this, sir. We are doing the study also on how many people, because so that it becomes easier to convince the private airline operators also to operate these sectors. And in fact, the operators also do their own surveys, because they are also in the intention to connect more areas, to connect new routes. So definitely this is also under consideration, and we will support from our side also so that this survey or the viability is thoroughly being addressed.
थैंक यू. माननीय अशोक मित्तल, ये सवाल पटना एयरपोर्ट से जुड़ा है. आपका सवाल इस पर है. प्लीज.
धन्यवाद महोदय. सर, हाल में इंडिगो की फ्लाइट C6E2482 जो कि एयरबस A320 और 271N थी और दिल्ली से पटना आ रही थी. जयप्रकाश नारायण इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट पटना पर लैंडिंग के दौरान रनवे को ओवरशूट करके आगे निकल गई. यह घटना तकरीबन रात को हुई और एक हादसा बचा. सर, पटना एयरपोर्ट की रनवे लंबाई लंबे समय से चिंता का विषय रही है. वर्तमान में अनस्टेबल रनवे केवल 1670 मीटर तक सीमित है. खासकर एडवर्स विंड कंडीशन में यह लंबाई न केवल नैरो बॉडी एयरक्राफ्ट जैसे A320 और B737 के लिए रिस्की है, बल्कि वाइड बॉडी एयरक्राफ्ट जैसे बोइंग 777 और 787 या एयरबस A390 के लिए तो कंप्लीटली अनफीजिबल है, जिन्हें 2500 से 3500 मीटर रनवे की जरूरत होती है. मेरा सवाल आपके माध्यम से मिनिस्टर ऑफ सिविल एविएशन से प्रश्न है, क्या ऐसी कोई फिजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट तैयार की जा रही है जिससे पता लग सके कि फ्यूचर में लार्ज एयरक्राफ्ट ऑपरेशन में पटना एयरपोर्ट को कैसे सुरक्षित बनाया जा सकता है. धन्यवाद.
माननीय मंत्री जी.
Sir, based on the runway constraints, which the only honorable member has also mentioned, the Patna airport is a smaller runway, sir, where there are restricted operations with the load penalty only, and which is very much thoroughly followed by the regulator and the airline operator also, so that safe operations happen at the Patna airport. And whenever these kind of incidents happen, they are properly investigated and ensured that the next time these kind of incidents don't happen. But when it comes to the futuristic solution on having wide body operations and having long overhaul operations from these areas, then it is proposed to have a new airport only, Greenfield Airport. But as this airport is restricted, and if you want to expand the runway also, it is physically impossible, because there is railway track on one side and there is a clock tower on the other side, and without the land you can't expand the runway also. So within the stipulated runway of what you have mentioned to be 2,100 meters, to have these wide body operations is not at all possible. So an alternate runway which can cater for the wide body operations is being considered. In the budget also, a greenfield airport for the city of Patna has been proposed. So we are actively looking into this solution by creating alternative airport.
Dr. V. Sivdasan, yes, you have a question,
yes,
supplementary.
Yes, sir.
It relates to Patna Airport.
Yes, sir. My question is related to the
Patna Airport.
Sir, my question is related to airport, sir. Patna Airport. In his answer, our respected minister says the commercial viability of the functioning of airport. My question is, sir, the commercial viability. The word commercial viability. In my hometown, one airport is there, Kannur Airport. There we have requested the government, continuously request, not only from our party and the parties and the government of Kerala requested the point of call status, sir. But they are not ready to allow the point of call status. If the theory of commercial viability is there, then why they are not allowing the point of call status?
I request you relates to Patna. If
I am expecting the answer from the
Minister considers he can reply.
Favorable answer I am expecting from the
please.
Honorable member has been time and again requesting this point of call for Kannur Airport, sir. But if you had heard my answer, which I've answered before, I have mentioned that the first is to have the point of call in the air service agreement with that country. Only then the commercial viability comes into it. It's not the other way around, where the country works out the commercial viability and then looks at this thing.
Let him reply. Only minister's reply is good.
On this specific issue, sir, Kerala is the only state where 3 airports already have point of call. 3 airports already have point of call, and this is the 4th airport which is coming for discussion. And there is an option for our Indian aircraft operators to fly from Kannur to any destination. It is all open. Only for the foreign carriers to come to that place, you need the point of call. So there is no complete restriction as such that without point of call you can't travel internationally. The Indian airline operators can travel to these destinations. And you also have to keep in mind, sir, that the point of call is given between the geopolitical relations is also taken into account between these 2 countries. And you have to see that India has so many airports now, you can't open all the airports to point of call, and you can't fly to 1 or 2 destinations in that country also. These are certain things that we also have to keep in mind, that when you want to open a country to all the locations, then you have to have an equal level playing field. And for Kerala Airport, you already have 3 points of call, and definitely if the time arises, and if the need arises, and if both the countries agree, then we will keep it as a point of call.
Thank you. Last supplementary on question number 1. माननीय धर्मशिला गुप्ता जी.
आपका आभार आदरणीय उपाध्यक्ष महोदय. गुजरात के सूरत और अहमदाबाद जैसे मुख्य शहरों में हमारे बिहार के लाखों निवासी नौकरी और व्यापार के लिए गुजरात में बसे हुए हैं, जिनमें से अधिकांश का परिवार बिहार में ही रहते हैं. अतः आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री महोदय से निवेदन है कि पटना से सूरत हेतु सीधी हवाई यात्रा की सुविधा और अहमदाबाद के लिए केवल एक ही फ्लाइट है, उसे बढ़ाकर 2 उड़ानें.
ये आपका सुझाव है. सवाल.
Noted, sir. We will forward it to the airlines.
Thank you. So now we move to question number 2. माननीय श्री अशोक राव शंकर राव चौहान. माननीय मंत्री जी.
Question number 2.
Yes. First supplementary, माननीय अशोक राव शंकर राव चौहान जी. First supplementary.
Honorable Chairman, sir, the incident involving the London-bound Air India flight in Ahmedabad is extremely serious, and it is imperative to determine the exact causes of this incident to ensure passenger safety. What caused the fuel supply to the engines cut off is an issue which still remains unresolved. We all know that the Boeing 787 Dreamliner is an aircraft heavily reliant on electrical and electronic-based systems. This is the background of the entire issue. And one may recollect that on January 17, 2019, a Boeing Dreamliner operated by Japan's All Nippon Airways, flying from Tokyo, Haneda to Osaka, experienced an unexpected engine shutdown after landing, suspected to be caused by a software or computer glitch. In the light of this precedent, has any clarification been sought from Boeing, the engine manufacturer, GE Aerospace, Genex, and Honeywell, which provides avionics, propulsion systems, landing systems, cockpit and cabin electronics, and various components for this aircraft regarding the Ahmedabad incidents? And also, we understand that a number of airlines world over have grounded their Boeing 787 Dreamliner fleets after the Ahmedabad air crash. So I would like to know from the Honorable Minister that is this a malfunction in the aircraft's electrical system? Could the same issue that caused the electrical failure system also have led to the interruption of the fuel supply to the engines? So all these issues come to the fore. And going by the conversation which was recorded in the cockpit voice recorder, the fuel supplies to the engines was cut off. The recorded conversation indicate that neither the captain nor the co-pilot manually cut off the fuel switch. This raises a significant question. So we would like to know from the Honourable Minister that going by the preliminary report which has just been received, what is the cause of this shutdown of both the engines? Was it an electrical failure or electronic failure? Or what are the preliminary findings which would lead us to know the exact causes of these incidents?
Thank you.
Chairman, sir, the honourable member has asked a very serious and very comprehensive question regarding the incident that has happened in Ahmedabad. Sir, I would like to start by answering that the investigation process, which is according to the international protocol, the norms which were set by International Civil Aviation Organization, where the state of operation should have their investigation body, and we have our own investigation body, which is the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, which got into the investigation process right after the incident with the subject experts into the site, and they have started their process according to the international protocol, and they have involved subject matter experts, all the international necessary people who are supposed to be participating in the investigation, and they have gone through the first set of investigation process, and they have given us the preliminary report. And if you look at the preliminary reports, sir, AIB, as for the first time, so whenever these incidents happen, and if the black box gets damaged, black box is the flight data recorder, which has all the necessary information which gets recorded. And whenever there is a slight damage that happens, it was always, it came to that point, sir, where we were sending the black box outside to the original equipment manufacturer to come out with the suggestions or to come out with the exact cause of what happened, and to come out with the further future action on, it can be the Boeing 787 or the series or the fuel switches and many things which have come under question, or the avionics, which you have also mentioned in your question. To have a definitive answer and a definitive future correction measures, we have to look at the final report, sir. And I can say this to the House and through you to the people of this country also, that the AIB has a very definitive, thorough, rule-based process. They are very transparently looking into the process right now, and they are totally unbiased. This also I can say that the AIB is totally unbiased and looking into the facts. Now, there can be many questions also. I have seen multiple articles myself. I have seen multiple articles not only by the Indian media, but also the Western media trying to promote their own narrative, their own viewpoint, their own kind of consideration. But I have to tell you that the way we are seeing the investigation is through the facts. We want to stand by the truth, not what is happening with the pilots, or not what is happening with the Boeing, or not what is happening with the Air India or any other stakeholder which is this. We want to stand by the truth. We want to find out what exactly happened, and that is only going to be coming out once the final report has been placed. So we have to respect the process of investigation, and once that process of investigation has happened, then we can talk about what happened and how it happened, and then the corrective measures. If we talk about the other incidents that would have happened before, let it be the Air Nippon, Japanese Airways, or any other airways for that fact, every time any incident happens in any country, then the same process is followed, where the investigation body gets into the process of investigation, and once the thorough investigation is done and the final report is placed, only then the corrective measures to all these countries and all these airline operators and all the regulators is sent, so that the corrective action is being done. And this has happened in the previous incidences also. Wherever there was any incident happened, whenever there was a mandatory suggestive correction measures that were supposed to be done through the international protocol, it is mandatory for every state regulator to follow these and every airline operator to follow these. And we have thoroughly, without any negligence, we have thoroughly followed all the corrective and suggestive measures from the ICAO international protocol.
Thank you. Second supplementary.
Chairman, sir, as we are all aware that the DGCA is the cornerstone of aviation safety in our country. But as we know, that in spite of these serious incidents which have taken place in our country, at this Ahmedabad incidents or the earlier whatever accidents have taken place, the DGCA is functioning at 50% of its sanctioned strength, technical strength. It's a very serious issue. I'd like to know from the Honourable Minister whether the government acknowledges this acute shortage in technical personnel within the DGCA, and what urgent and time-bound steps are being taken to fill these critical vacancies so that the regulator is fully equipped to safeguard the lives of lakhs of passengers who rely on air travel every day. Thank you.
Sir, we all know the kind of progress civil aviation took in the last 10 years, and I have also been time and again talking about the tremendous numbers depicting the growth that we have seen in the country, right, in the number of aircrafts or the passengers that travel through who prefer air travel, or the number of airports. Everything has almost doubled in the last 10 years, or more than doubled in the last 10 years, sir. Even after we see that the COVID, which was a major road break for civil aviation, we have crossed the pre-COVID numbers, and we are seeing a tremendous growth in civil aviation network. And this is why we from the ministry also recommended that we need to create more posts in this DGCA, so that the surveillance or the safety or the security of civil aviation is very much intact with the tremendous robust growth that we are seeing. And this post that we are seeing, which are vacant, which has come to discussion, is the posts which have been created in last year and over the period of last 2 to 3 years. And we have to understand that creation of posts and recruitment of posts is a continuous process. And there is UPSC which is also involved. And we from the ministry are in continuous discussion. And last year itself, we have recruited 103 posts, which in the history of DGCA was the highest number of posts which was recruited. And this year we have planned to recruit 190. Where UPSC also has come forward, and by October, end of October, we are going to recruit 190 posts for this DGCA. And the other thing, which is more practical, that I want to tell the House, is that these are very niche and technical posts. It's not like we have a huge pool. This is a limited pool of subject matter experts, let it be the engineers or the pilots or medical experts, aviation related experts. This is a very specific pool of people that we are trying to pick up from. And it is a very tough process of picking up the right people, because these are going to be the regulators, these are going to be the inspectors, these are going to take care of the safety. So the recruitment process is also a very rigorous process, and we are doing our, we have taken notice of this thing also, and it has been continuing process, and we are putting more pressure so that the timelines for the recruitment also come down, and very soon we are in the process of achieving 90% of these vacancies also to be recruited.
Thank you. Third supplementary, Mani Shri R. Girirajan.